Fantastic to catch up with you, sir, particularly your observation yesterday about what's developing in the bond market at the front end of the curve. The swings we saw on the 2-year. Can you share your observations with our audience right now? What was that about?
So we saw a 20 basis points round trip in the 2-year. 20 basis points. That's a lot for that maturity. And we learned two things. One is that we have excessive data point dependence. All that happened yesterday in the inflation report, as people know, is that monthly core came slightly harder than expected. Everything else was aligned, and yet we moved 10 basis points up. And then we discovered a second technical, which is money on the sideline being put to work quickly. And that, I think, is our reality, is that we don't have a dominant economic view, so we get swung all over. But the stabilizer right now is this technical of cash on the sideline. Now, financial conditions are good stabilizers with two very important qualifications. They are volatile, and they have as much perception as reality. So we are going to continue with this volatile world until we restore either a dominant economic paradigm or we restore the power of forward policy guidance.
You could argue that even in the face of all of this volatility, it shows how strong the economic system is, that there wasn't some sort of significant disruption. Isn't that sort of the ultimate stress test, that when the benchmark rate swings around by 20 basis points, you don't see any massive selling? Why is it more pernicious than it might seem on the surface?
So I do think the financial system has been strengthened, and in particular the banks. And we are in a much better place than we were in the past. So you don't get the massive balance sheet effects. You don't get the sort of virtuous cycles, good or bad, that can happen from that. But don't forget that we are the benchmark for the rest of the world. And we cause quite a few spillovers that the rest of the world says, you know what, enough now. We've had enough of this. Please get your act together.